Nearly 2 weeks ago, the city of Oxford was hit hard as a historic ice storm swept through the city, causing a substantial amount of damage. But through her online platforms, a wife and mom of two has been finding ways to help residents and students in Oxford stay safe and warm as the city begins to rebuild. News 11's Diamond Paler has more.
Tramisha Joyner has been using her social media platforms, sharing the devastation and recovery efforts in Oxford. And in these past few weeks, many people have been sending donations, prayers, and more to not only help the students at Ole Miss, but residents of Oxford while they get back on their feet. She says that when the storm hit on Saturday around 11:45, they lost power, but thankfully were able to keep themselves and their daughter warm throughout the night. But the very next day, she knew they had to travel somewhere safe.
We had options to go to Memphis, Tupelo, Jackson, but we ended up driving down to Hattiesburg, Mississippi, because at some point my husband had to get back on the road recruiting, and he didn't want us at a city where we didn't know anybody. Like I said, I'm 31 weeks pregnant. We have a 2-year-old. And so we went down to Hattiesburg where we had some really awesome friends let us stay with them for the week. I talked to a couple other people, and that is how, they got out too when they realized their power wasn't coming back on. When water started going off, a lot of friends that I knew, they ended up traveling as safely and slow as possible to neighborhood cities and things like that where they had family and friends.
Wednesday was her birthday, and although she was not in town but still wanted to do something to give back, she bought lunch for anyone who needed a hot meal no matter their circumstances.
For my birthday, since I wasn't there, I was just like, okay, what can we do? I had funds still from the community that they have sent to me. And so for my birthday, I bought lunch for anybody in the community, whether you were a lineman, a first responder, a resident, a volunteer, whoever could use a good meal without having to go out and find it, make it themselves. Your lunch was on me for a few hours. And I partnered up with a friend of mine at My Michelle's, and they made 2 separate lunches and treats for everybody to come in for a couple of hours and just get a meal. That's all you needed to do.
Tramisha says they can always count on their community, especially when they need them the most.
This is a special town. I am very thankful that God put our family in the position to bless others like so many others have blessed us. We moved here in 2021, didn't know a soul. Like, we packed up and we moved. That same year, I had a brain aneurysm. And the way the community showed up for our family, not knowing us, just with their prayers. Can I bring you guys dinner? Can I help you in some way? We had somebody send a housekeeper to our house because once I left the hospital after 2 weeks, I wasn't, my body wasn't functioning well enough to do things on my own. And so Oxford is home. We've lived here for almost 6 years. We never thought we would have 2 kids here. We're about to have 2 kids here. And, you always take care of home. You always take care of home.
Reporting from Oxford, Mississippi, Diamond Paler, WTOK News 11.
Hi, Diamond. Thank you. Great story. And to learn ways you can give back to the city of Oxford as recovery and rebuilding efforts are underway, you can visit this article at WTOK.com for more details.